This is a big deal. I need everybody to understand this. I am a drop shipper, and my industry actually imports products from suppliers. Sorry, I don't import. Look at this. Look at this. Turn up the brightness here. Okay, my friends in China have been trying to sell me thousands of masks. Here's the prices. And this was, shoot, give me 1 second here. See this here? So basically, KN95 masks are the higher quality, 10 pieces. The price is $2 per piece. That's actually pretty good, coming from a supplier or manufacturer. Um, so let's get down to the point. You see all these? Basically, these are the ones that they're selling. My friends are basically, see those stamps on the inside of them? The stamps, the red stamps on the inside of them that you see on the packaging within this area, that is seal of approval. They've been disinfected, and this has been going on. Let's look at the date here. This is um, March 28th. Um, okay, so let's get this straight. My friend who works at a hospital here in Houston, she is up in management, and she basically she was trying to ask where I could actually get masks. So here we go. We get into this long conversation with one of my supplier friends, and so I was talking about back on March 26th that okay, once I get the the stimulus check from the government, which still hasn't arrived yet. We're on April 6th at this point. Um, yeah, so basically we were going back and forth as to, what's going on, blah 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 blah. So uh okay, here. Okay, how much were the masks again? Okay, and so she's showing me the products, she's showing me what they look like and everything else like that. Uh is the US still allowing you to ship? They said, my friend says, yes, also be allowed to ship to the USA. We also ship these days, but it can, oh, sorry, 1 second. I was asking whether I can actually receive them, whether they've had any difficulties with that. They said that they don't know. Um, uh, you should ask the forwarder about the situation. Sorry, she was going to ask the forwarder that lives here in the US whether they can actually accept due to FDA regulations. Now, the truth of the matter is that we're going to go up here. My biggest point with this whole entire video is China has not been hoarding masks. But let me go over here to bookmarks. Let me open a new page. I need to show you guys something. Give me 1 second. Okay, this is the FDA.gov website, and the last time it was updated was February 24th, 2020. And basically what it's explaining here is that they are actually finding no issues in response to the coronavirus outbreak. The FDA will utilize, where appropriate, our authority to request records from firms in advance or in lieu of drug surveillance inspections in China. The Federal Food, Drug, and Cosmetic Act has as amended by the FDA Safety and Innovation Act, blah, 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 gives the FDA authority to request records in advance of or in lieu of on-site drug inspections. So in other words, they're testing in China, and that's been a known fact. through my supplier friends. These records will help the agents, and let me just scroll down to where I'm actually, okay. These records will help the agency when we resume drug inspections in China by applying the use of paper records in our risk-based inspection framework. We can prioritize our early inspections on those deemed most needed based on records. By doing so, we hope to rapidly assess what could become a backlog number of the on-ground surveillance inspection, blah, blah, blah. So let's get down to the point here. Fortunately, currently, see, this was on February 24th. Read this, people. Fortunately, currently, we are not seeing the impacts of this outbreak resulting in an increased public health risk for American consumers from imported products. From imported products. See this? There is no evidence supporting the transmission of COVID-19 associated with imported goods, and there have not been any cases of coronavirus in the United States associated with imported goods. Associated with imported goods. Associated with imported goods. 1, 2, 3. How many times can you spot it in this sentence? Very good. Okay, we also continue to aggressively monitor the market for any firms marketing products with fraudulent COVID prevention and treatment claims. Basically, let's get one thing straight. China disinfected all of its ships and all of its aircraft because that's the biggest thing that the US did not, well, basically that's how they got the situation under control. The US did not do this. That's why everybody got infected so fast in every single city, because they did not disinfect the goddamn airplanes, which is basically an enclosed area, moisture bound, and they don't clean the fucking airplanes. All of you people that have been on airplanes recently for the last year have been smelling them. You can smell how bad it smells on some of these smaller aircraft. And a lot of United flights, yes, they can go international too. The point of the matter is, a lot of these planes get used over and over and over again, and they don't clean them. But what this is stating clearly right here, you see this right here? This is, we know the public may have questions or concerns for the FDA. Let me get that off the screen. As a result of this outbreak, including you and your family's risk of exposure, or whether your critical medical products are safe and will continue to be available in the future. We assure you that the FDA is working around the clock to monitor and mitigate emerging coronavirus issues through collaborative efforts with the US regulators, international partners, and medical product developers and manufacturers to help advance the response effort to combat the coronavirus outbreak. This was on February 24th, people, that this was written. And what they mean by those people, they're talking about the manufacturers in China, because here's the thing. Let me find what it actually says here. Right here. Get this darn thing out of the way. This right here. Okay, the way that you see this here, all of this, 60%, over 60% of FDA regulated products imported from China are medical devices, and 20% are housewares, like food packaging. What this is talking about, okay, so in February 24th, if you guys have been monitoring this since February 24th, and what's today's date? April 7th, and you allowed all these things to spread, and now let's get to the front freaking news page here on New York Times. The world needs masks. China makes them but has been hoarding them. Let me pop on over to uh what my friend says here. You want to order masks, right? Okay. Um, yeah. So I was being offered this, but as you clearly see, I was waiting for my stimulus check to start ordering them. Now, um, see this? My friend is a manager at a hospital. They need masks. Please check with the forwarding ASAP because we might need a big order. Do you know the hospitals here are out of masks and ventilation devices? And she says, "Oh, pray." She's talking about her praying. That's just okay. Uh, Basically, you could clearly read here. Yeah, my friend is asking for your company information because they need masks. They might be able to receive the shipping. Okay, we are a phone accessories factory, but as lots of our customers ask for masks, so we help find those too. And that's completely true. Um, this is the company information. Could you tell me where you buy these masks? The masks company, uh, no. Okay, yeah. So this is where I was just double checking with her, not in Wuhan. She said, of course, no. Sorry, right, wrong. The masks company who manufacture. We don't manufacture masks. I think I need to ask the boss because all of our masks sold this period are the bosses buy them. Basically, her manager buys them and they come prepackaged and sanitized. Um, could you please send photos of the masks? And so these are the things that if you see any masks that are actually this design, they're most likely from China. Okay? It's written in English, but a lot of these are from China. And you can actually see that they've been in bags. All these boxes here, they've been in sanitation bags. You see these? These green bags? That's what they use to ship them in. It's not like in the US where they have, um, yeah. So the point is that every single one of these comes with its own stamp and certificate of sanitation. So yeah, it's just all the masks are disinfected, and I found out that it's yeah, they all are disinfected. I've asked other suppliers, but let me go over to my this you're gonna get a kick out of this because I'm actually quite surprised that the US is trying to bullshit this about China. This is absolute proof that there's propaganda bullshit going on. I need you to see this because okay, get that off the screen. We're gonna go look at personal injury protection. Sorry, the first thing that popped up before was that they were only reserving these on Alibaba for let me pull it up real quick. Okay, so this is the same website. Okay, so before this month I was well before April. This month as I was showing, it's April 7th now. Sorry, I said April 6th before, but it was actually April 7th. In light of the COVID global pandemic, related medical supplies are in high demand. Alibaba.com is committed to ensuring the critical products make their way to where they are needed most, healthcare organizations and their brave healthcare workers. By proceeding, you affirm that your product purchases will be directed only to healthcare organizations or relevant government authorities. Buyers are reminded to check with your local import and resale requirements prior to placing an order. Would you take a look at the price here? Okay. And let me pop on over to the actual page because this is the actual page that it was on. See the price? Prices. I need to show you that China is not hoarding these. And they're actually advertising it. In light of the coronavirus, you see this is the same damn message. By proceeding you from Alibaba is a Chinese company, and we all know that. You see this? Um, there is a lot of shit going on right now where if you order directly from China, you get them for a very, very, very low price. And I've gone ahead and I've checked with the suppliers, and let me show you, because I've got messages here. Because guess what I was told? Hi, any updated for masks from local hospital? Hi, Anna. Now the US is being stupid. Well, it's true. Hi, Michael. Many people disagree with Trump, but they have emotional impulse, so no progress and more infection. So in other words, the people that were actually running around with basically there's a panic here, and there's been no progress. And given this video, yeah, there has not been. Okay, sorry to hear this. Want to help. I know, it's okay. I just think America is stupid since they did not listen to China. No one here is taking care. Basically, everybody has been running around here in Texas. No one's been quarantining, nothing. So that's why I'm so upset about this. Please stay safe and healthy. Um, basically, in light of this, okay, so actually, the point is, okay, where was I going with this? Um, my biggest point was that, where's the other supplier? I've been offered these supplies. This is my opening message here. This is the person that actually referred me to Anna, the other person I showed you the context for. Um, that was my initial. Okay, so my point with that, well, what I was trying to show you was I was trying to explain to some of these people who had actually been reaching out to me that, sorry, I can't order any of this stuff because yeah, and this person was reaching out to me. Um, ready to ship if you need less than 10 cartons, just please order. Um, basically, if we go over to the product details, go to the actual product, it allows me to order it by myself, start order. And so this is not the accurate price. Typically with Alibaba, you actually just go to start order. Yep, there we go. Now you see, this is confusing because there's been a bunch of uh, yeah, this is not the real price. They would not be able to sell it for this price. That's not true. Um, it's totally not true. One second here. But this is the typical issue on Alibaba where um, the system glitches or somebody's messed something up. It's not them per se. It's just like this one right here. This is one of the legit suppliers that I was talking with, Anna, and so they're just the regular the hospital use. So it's the same thing. You cut these open, they're the exact same. These are the manufacturers that America buys from. Okay, so the point is that China is not actually hoarding these, and in fact, they're actually advertising these and actually keeping them open for the people that need it most. What happened here? Let me go back. Oh my God. Not only that, I want you to see something. I want you to see something. This is brand new. Oh, shit. This is complete bullshit. Okay, so I want to ask all the hospitals that are actually watching this video. Apparently in China, what is this? Let's continue playing. I want to see this.
Okay, ready?
So that was a TikTok video. I'm actually surprised that they're doing this. But somebody had a grand idea in China to actually graphic customization. All of these are in stock, and okay, response rate. Ah, from Canada. Surprised with the quality, very good. Beyond happy. Yeah, 5 stars. Okay, let's see what the other reviews are. Very happy with the product and quality of the product received. Supplier replied, "Hi, my friend Connie. Thanks for the support. We will do it better in the future." Okay. Um, that's pretty hard to fake your location like that. I mean, unless you know what you're doing, yeah. Uh, Zhejiang. That is place of origin. That's in northern China. Uh, that's not in Wuhan. Okay, so the point is that if they're actually selling uh, ventilators for adults and kids, 180-degree view, they're selling these. I want to ask the U.S. what the fuck are you doing on? God, why isn't this charging? Give me 1 second here. God damn it! Damn it! It made. Now that other nations need them, pressure is on Beijing to resume export. You lying motherfuckers. Published March 13th. Updated April 2nd. The world depends on China to make them, and the country is only beginning to share. The only beginning to share? I. Okay, nobody. That has been put growing pressure on China to meet the world's needs, even as the country, as it continues to grapple with coronavirus itself. Wait. So in other words, it's what this post is actually saying. Um, Although government data suggests China has brought infection rates under control. Epidemiolog epidemiologists, sorry, warned that its outbreak could flare again as officials loosen travel limits and more people return to work. Let me put something else to rest because, as I said, I've got friends in China, and okay, so okay, I'm gonna get to the bottom of that date because give me 1 second here. Um, let's go back to when did she go back to work? Oh, come on, load. WeChat load. WeChat load. Uh, yeah, by 3:20 they're already back to work. Oh, yeah, this is her. I went around, but I was scared to see a lot of people. Air okay? She said yes. Nice day. Does the air smell better? She says yes, smells good. Because everyone inside for winter. Yeah, because breeze. Anyways, um, 1 second here. They're not afraid, I guess. Yes, stop working and stay home, and stay safe. Um, You see this? I wanted it. It's just Chinese habit, which is the ultimate truth. Chinese don't like anything biological. So yeah, that's why everybody stayed inside. And I went ahead and I said this because this is the truth. Only 1.5 weeks, and yeah, since the virus has was acknowledged, and this was a while ago, and American bad habits make the virus spread. Because we went over here and she's just simply saying that yes, don't get a lot of people together susceptible to infection. So this is somebody from China. When you go out, must take masks. Be careful. Uh, let's see. And so this is on March 11th. Okay, and okay, yeah, okay. Here, this is back. This is a long time ago. See how everything spread so quickly? U.S. confirmed cases. This is what I was showing her. And so 16 cases in Texas, all right? 66 in California, 75 in Washington. Death toll in Washington was 13, one death in California. New York had 22 cases but no deaths. You compare that to the news right now. This is what I'm showing you. Let's go back. Okay, I am okay working in office. Oh, good. I hope you will be okay. They got back into office on March 4th. Sorry, just busy. They don't. Oh, let's see. Yeah, one of her friends. Okay, this right here. One of her friends bought her some supplies. So yeah, let's see here. Mask prevents the spread, but Americans don't understand Asia in general. Basically, this is what I was complaining about. Here, the stupid news says masks don't help. It says mask doesn't protect. Uh, but the news mentioned before, virus came here. Basically, it was criticizing China, saying that the masks that Chinese people wear do not help. The news made this topic to make fun of people who wear masks when the truth is masks prevent the spread of the virus, but Americans don't understand Asian culture in general. The reason why I'm saying this is because in Japan, Americans make fun of Japanese for wearing masks whenever they're sick, but yet you can't tell that they're sick because, yeah, it's you can't tell. My point is that if you go to Japan and you see people walking around with masks, they are sick, and they're trying to prevent the spread of the germs to other people, because that's how it's spread through vapor, sneezing, etc., etc. I saw news. Americans are not afraid of virus. Did you buy mask? She's asking me if I bought mask because she knows I'm not like most people here. On March 2nd. Okay? Not easy. China don't have their 69 in America now. Korea about 3,700 cases. Okay, 11 reported, but city says they're making a vaccine. I don't believe. You see this here? This is what I sent my friend on. This is the Houston Chronicle. Texas scrambles to prepare for coronavirus. Houston Chronicle. Texas officials are scrambling to remain prepared for a major outbreak of pneumonia-like disease. Pneumonia-like disease, interesting. Coronavirus is coming. Don't panic, prepare. So, yeah. With rising fears in the US of an outbreak of COVID-19 coronavirus, the Centers for Disease Control said Friday it has counted 11 cases in Texas. People, what's this date say up here on ABC 13? Saturday, February 29th. please. Okay, there we go. Shit, did that end the video? No, it didn't end the video. Okay, good. Okay, so you see this, people? I want you to see here how long us Americans have actually had to prepare. And yet some... Shit. Well, that just... I really dislike this phone, how actually it... Well, you catch my drift. You catch my drift. Okay? Um, there's now propaganda, and it's the US actually pulling medical supplies from China and blaming China. But let me go back up here because, let's see, COVID. Let's see, when was this? This was 3/11. SOS alert, coronavirus disease. Houston private school shuts down for 2 weeks after student possibly exposed to coronavirus. Harris County declares public health disaster. Nobody has been staying indoors. What a lovely surprise. And yet, they're trying to claim war damages from China when nobody here is taking any real care. Okay, yeah, here we go. Okay, 11 hours ago, a person in Washington state has died from the coronavirus. President Trump confirmed Saturday. The fatality marks the first death associated with a novel virus in the United States. The patient who died was a man in his 50s with underlying medical conditions. So there's the first propaganda that was saying that, oh, us young people don't have to worry about any of this. But as you can see here, that was a long time ago, and here's what happened in Chinatown. All the Chinese were concerned about this. China was concerned about this. Okay? There are at least 4 cases, confirmed cases, in the US that are not travel related. Here's the thing, people. This is when people didn't realize that this thing was contagious as fuck. Okay? You see, they didn't find that these people actually traveled, but the problem is that it spread from somewhere because somebody did travel and they were near that person. Okay, so let's remind you about the date here. February 29th. You see? And I stopped working on February, was it 10th or something like that, because business started to get real slow. And I took very deep caution. And what does this show you? Disembarked from Japan. I'm actually half Japanese, so this is quite interesting. According to the CDC, 9 cases came from the Diamond Princess cruise liner that disembarked from Japan. What's also funny is that the medical staff here actually allowed one patient to be reintroduced to the public even though they had the coronavirus. So we had somebody waddling around here spreading the virus. So now that we've got the timeline down on, that was March 1st. Okay? Okay, you see what she said here? Next week I need working... She was saying she needs to go back to work in the office. How about the coronavirus issues there? I was saying Uber was not going to be popular up there too, because I'm an Uber driver. Also, I do drop shipping. So they didn't prepare, basically. And I was showing her all the information, legit information that I was spreading here. She said, how many people? And I said, 11 reported, but the city says they're making a vaccine. I don't believe this. Because here's the funny thing. How do you make a vaccine when you don't have any infected people here? Oh, you get that information from China. Right. The World Health Organization was already in China and they were working on it, but the World Health Organization said, don't worry, people, this is not an emergency. Even though the Chinese president said, yes, it was an emergency. You need to tell them to shut everything down. Not easy. China doesn't have... There's 69 in America now, 37 thousand in Korea because she has friends in Korea and South Korea. Uh, she was talking that in China they don't have a vaccine or a way to create the vaccine. All they can do is basically quarantine. So I saw the news. Americans are not afraid of viruses. Did you buy a mask? So that's where the World Health Organization didn't react, and people are still using the same planes without disinfecting efforts for 3 months. Technically, the virus popping up all of a sudden in the states seems to imply a timed reaction from sensitive people. And all the masks by this time all sold. Here, no one practices courtesy like that. The mask here, yeah, basically, what I was trying to say is that nobody wears these masks because nobody practices that Asian courtesy, which is an Asian cultural thing to wear when you're sick. Uh, Basically, what she was saying here in her broken English is that they feel like they don't need to protect themselves. They're not afraid of the virus. If you can buy, hope you buy some for safety. My friend just delivered 30 pieces to me because they're dispersing them throughout the entire country, and yet I'm being sold them. You see, this is just a constant bash China on the head for something that the US caused because you see this? Okay, so this was when I found this, I was staying up to date with this. 8 days. In 8 days, okay? 69 cases in America, and then this happens, and 75 cases in Washington, 66 in California, 16 cases in Texas. You see what I'm talking about? How on by March 8th, we're already on April 7th, people. Um, Okay, there we go, March 11th, and this is the SOS alert that I just got. Well, I didn't just get it, it popped up on there with no information. Houston private school shuts down for 2 weeks after student possibly exposed to coronavirus. Okay. Um, you're now finally shutting down schools. That's the thing. All this was perfectly preventable. Spread to pass. She's. Yeah. Only Chinese people here stayed indoors since 1 month ago, basically. And yeah. When I say 1 month ago, it actually it was more like February 20th or something like that when a lot of the Chinese here actually started staying indoors. Um, so yeah, my friend does photography too. Yeah, it's nice. We enjoy that together. She's still concerned about the virus. She was scared to see a lot of people, and so uh, so that's my point. Uh, so basically, yeah, let's go back to that propaganda bullshit. Okay, so uh, that has put growing pressure on China to meet the world's needs, even as it continues to grapple with the coronavirus itself. Actually, there's very few cases that are popping up now in China. Uh, Although government data suggests China has brought infection rates under control. Yes, that is 100% true. Okay? You looked at the FDA website and we saw by February 24th, the US and China were already working together to actually keep things sanitary, but now you get this propaganda information that's breaking it all up. Okay, so uh, epidemiologists warned that its outbreak could flare up again as officials loosen travel limits and more people return to work. The thing is that everybody's been back to work for well over a month now. Peter Navarro. Oh, great. An advisor to President Trump on manufacturing and trade, contended on Fox Business last month that China has especially taken over factories that make masks on behalf of American companies. What? That doesn't make any sense. Beijing, he said, had opted to nationalize effectively 3M, our company. No, that's not true again. Okay, so you've been able to buy 3M products in China for a very long time. Let's go back here. Give me 1 second. Okay, sorry, it took me a little bit to find them, but no. Paint mask respirator. I want you to see something here. China has had these for sale for a very long time. I want you to look at something because a lot of these, okay, they make these for 3M and then they change the design. There we go. You see, this is what I'm talking about. How is anything that this Trump, okay, for $3 a piece, you could buy one of these. Now, normally when you go to Home Depot, these are at least 20 bucks. And not only that, you have the filters. They make the same goddamn filters. They make them for 3M. This is where 3M. I don't understand what they're saying. You got all the same filters and everything else like that. This is not. This is the 3M product line that you can buy here to United States with of America by Express. Uh, DHL. Oh, that's what it is. Hong Kong. Okay. Estimated shipping $90. And that's just an estimate, just because that automatic shipping has been selected. You've got multiple different types of shipping. No, it's not this expensive. It might be at this point because of the screwed up trade stuff that Trump's been doing, but um, from Mexico, sheesh, I never want to sell there. Sorry, but it's true. um, oh yeah, estimated shipping $14 from Alibaba.com Air Express. Actually, that's a good way to ship if you ever do buy from here. But they only sell to suppliers. I forgot to mention that about Alibaba. They sell to suppliers. Um, if the Actually, no, that's not true. They have a minimum quantity order, which is for this one, it's 1 to 49 pieces, or 1 to 49 products here. And yeah, so this is relatively easy to actually, yeah, minimum order, one piece, you see. So that's my point. None of these have been difficult to actually get. Let's see, when was this sold? Ah, okay, so somebody in Mexico bought this a few days ago, and then somebody bought this last year. What? Wait, it was the order was fully compliant. It's from Thailand. Good. What is this? That's Israel. Yeah, and so somebody is the received in good condition. Received in good condition. I like it. The thing is that all this stuff here. Okay, let's go back to the propaganda bullshit. Okay, so Navarro nationalized effectively 3M, our company. In a statement, Minnesota-based 3M said most of its masks it made at its factory in Shanghai had been sold within China even before the outbreak. Okay, it declined to comment on when exports from China might resume. It declined to, okay, you see this? What did we just look at, people? It declined to comment on when exports from China might resume. Okay, what I'm a little bit confused about, okay, so apparently they are begging for medical supplies, but they're so picky that they just want to go through 3M, and they're in a clean, basically a clean environment, and they're making these masks, and okay, like literally, we literally just saw here all this stuff that you can buy, all this stuff they're selling the 3M brand. You understand what I mean. All this stuff has been available, and yeah, you can buy directly from a supplier, from a manufacturer, or you could buy from a supplier. I, the people, this is what I think is going on right now. Um, yeah, it's 4 cartons. That's a lot. That doesn't make any sense. That price wasn't like that before. I think they're changing it, and something happened where, well, something by accident. That's what I mean. It happens. Um, see, I'm sorry. I'm in awe about all this because you see, when we go over to medical devices, to all you doctors out there, does any of this stuff look? Oh yeah, FDA approved. Does any of this stuff look familiar? FDA approved. Okay. Estimated shipping $80 by Express EMS. And it's in English, people. Got a USB port, a coaxial port. Rising Medical Company, Ltd. Multi-parameter patient monitor. Okay, people. Response rate 90%, 89.7% on time. US dollars 1,700,000. 93 transactions recently. First aid devices. Okay, let's look at some of these numbers. Okay. The funny thing is, okay. Oh, sorry, it's 3 a.m. as you can clearly see here. But I just really was upset with this. Let's look at this some more. Um, and they say that they can't get ventilator breathing apparatuses. Guangzhou Fencing Long Medical Equipment Co. 500,000 dollars. A lot of this stuff is the exact same that you'll see in the hospitals. Always contact your supplier to determine if the coronavirus will actually affect your order. And what this means is that the shipping, basically, a lot of these companies were actually closed, and Yeah, now they got them back online. So that's what I'm saying. The Alibaba, okay, website was not updated. Electric shock protection. It's got a filtration system against harmful ingress. Okay. All right. So what I want to ask everybody is what's going on here? What's going on? Because these things are obviously in stock. Um, so basically, this is submitting an order to one of the salespeople, and they fulfill it, and then yeah, there you go. You got different types of air cargo, land transportation, sea freight, express, postal, and they just choose the best one because it's in China. They do it for you. Now, let me go back to the propaganda here. Uh, that and this is my point. This is okay. We were just discussing this before I even read this. Though companies say China is claiming virtually all mask output, this is not proper English. The Chinese government said it had never issued a regulation prohibiting mask exports and was willing to work with other countries to share. Booyah! I just proved that, idiots! We fully understand the stress and problems that relevant countries are facing at the moment regarding the epidemic. We are willing to strengthen international cooperation, said Li Xingguan, the vice director of international trade at China's Commerce Ministry. In a written reply to questions, China did not stop selling masks. It also bought up much of the rest of the world's what? Wait. Okay. China did not stop selling masks. It also bought up much of the rest of the world's supply, according to official data. China imported 56 million respirators and masks in the first week after January lockdown in the city of Wuhan, where the coronavirus emerged. No. I don't believe that. I do not believe that at all. Where did you import them from? Because that's a broken statement there. It's not proper English. Okay, China did not stop selling masks. It also bought up much of the rest of the world's supply. No, that is not true. That is not true. According to official data, China imported 56 million. According to official data, you need to state where that came from. Okay, because everything else here has been more, supporting of what I've said, but then this random thing pops in there. They're trying to be biased. So this is just okay. On January 30th, the last day of which data is available, China managed to import 20 million respirators and surgical masks in just 24 hours. Through February, civic-minded entrepreneurs and aid groups visited pharmacies in affluent countries and emerging markets alike, buying masks in bulk to send to China. I don't believe that, considering all the factors are in China. I'm being offered medical supplies. Honeywell provided 500,000 N95 respirator masks, and 3M donated a million of them. Okay, well, isn't that interesting? Because there was a Chinese businessman that actually donated 500,000 uh, coronavirus test kits back before the US had actually created any. Uh-huh. What does this say? Well, 3M declined to identify the source of its donations. And Honeywell said its contribution came from stockpiles in China, while 3M declined to identify the source. Okay, so global companies and charities donated too. Okay, are you donating to China? You see, this is conflicting information here. Unless I'm reading it wrong, I'm completely tired. Let me read it again. Buying masks in bulk to send to China. Global companies and charities donated too. Honeywell. That is not true. Very few companies and charities donated to China at all. I think this is either poorly written or somebody's lying completely. Because, uh, okay, Honeywell said its contribution came from stockpiles in China. So you donated masks, medical supplies that came from China to China, while 3M declined to identify the source of its donations. So let me ask you something. If this happened in January, and you're not willing to tell the source, maybe it came from Mexico or something like that, and you sent over the virus again. 3M also donated a second shipment of respirators but declined to say how many that included. The charitable foundation of Bristol Myers Squibb funded an additional. Okay, you know what? Since then, China has undertaken a mobilization of wartime proportions to expand its output of disposable surgical. Yeah. Daily production soared from about 10 million at the start of February to 100. Yeah, you see, this is okay, so from 10 million at the start of February to 115 million at the end of the month, daily production soared. That's what that's saying. It was the US that was not willing to, as you saw in the earlier part of the video. Um, yeah, let's go back real quick. 3M will import masks from China for US to resolve dispute with the Trump administration. It's funny that was just talk we were just talking on the New York Times. That's the one that we were just reading. Traders seek China's masks to help US hospitals battle coronavirus. Yeah. So you see, what do you see here? It's ordering from 3M, but we just read that 3M will import masks from China for the US to resolve dispute with Trump administration. So in other words, all